In the dramatic and pivotal process of Manchester United's revival under the reign of Michael Carrick, discussions regarding the squad's future have never cooled. And most recently, sharp insights from legend Paul Scholes have ignited a powerful wave of debate over the personnel structure at Old Trafford. The renowned former midfielder, famous for his astute tactical vision, a meticulous understanding of every fibre of the Red Devils' footballing philosophy, and an uncompromising bluntness, has put forward a shocking list for the entire fan community. He proposes that the club needs to perform a ruthless cull of the squad, a true major surgery in terms of personnel, to eliminate 8 names he deems no longer suitable, aimed at helping the team compete on equal terms in the most prestigious arenas, namely the Premier League and the Champions League next season. According to Scholes' aggressive perspective, although Manchester United is currently making rapid, hopeful and brilliant strides under the gifted hand of Michael Carrick, if the Ineos hierarchy maintains a compromising mentality and continues to rely on unstable factors, players who are frequent guests of the hospital bed, or those who cannot adapt to the long-term development philosophy, then the team will only ever remain at the doorstep of progress, instead of stepping onto the podium to grasp noble titles. In a deep discussion on the podcast, The Good, the Bad and the Football, a programme that is attracting immense attention from football enthusiasts, Scholes did not hesitate to name the 8 players he believes should be put on the transfer market as soon as the 2025/2026 season concludes. This list includes Harry Maguire, Lenny Yoro, Noussair Mazraoui, Patrick Dorgu, Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, Manuel Ugarte, and Joshua Zirkzee. This is not merely a common personnel change proposal, but a revolutionary plan as it directly targets long-serving stalwarts, stars expected to be the future of the defense, and expensive signings who have only recently arrived at the theatre of dreams. Scholes argues that the current resurgence could create an illusion of squad strength, and only by daring to decisively remove weak links can Man United build a frame of steel sufficient to withstand the heat of the grueling long-distance race in England and the guile of the European stage. Delving into the analysis of the defensive system, Scholes caused quite a surprise by suggesting the sale of Harry Maguire, despite the former captain displaying incredibly consistent form and being a solid anchor for his teammates during the most difficult moments of the season. The Red Devils legend admitted that Maguire is playing well and making undeniable contributions in terms of spirit. But he argued through a strict tactical lens that in a modern football system requiring mobility, flexible manoeuvring, and pushing the line high for high-press tactics, like the style Carrick is applying, Maguire will gradually become a bottleneck in terms of speed. Scholes prioritises keeping and building the framework around Matthijs de Ligt, who possesses the advantages of youth, quick situational reading, and especially better recovery speed to compensate for defensive errors. Scholes' strictness also extended to the case of Lenny Yoro, a highly sought-after young talent with immense potential. However, through the eyes of one who has witnessed many talents rise and fall at Old Trafford, Scholes expressed deep skepticism about this young player's actual adaptability to a high-physicality football environment that leaves no room for even the smallest mistakes, such as the Premier League. He believes Man United has no time to wait for a player to apprentice in a key position if they want to win immediately. Regarding the two flanks, Paul Scholes' loss of patience with Luke Shaw and Mason Mount is a harsh reality but very understandable from a professional management perspective. Luke Shaw's class when fully healthy is beyond dispute. He is a comprehensive left back from defensive capability to attacking support. However, his history of persistent injuries and frequent absences during the most pivotal stages of the season has turned Shaw into a gamble too risky for any manager. Scholes emphasised that a club wishing to win needs warriors who can play 40 to 50 matches per season consistently, and Shaw's instability in physical condition is an invisible barrier hindering the system's development. Similarly, in the case of Mason Mount, a talented and enthusiastic player, he is currently following the path of career disruption due to injury. Scholes raised a big question about Mount's tactical fit in Carrick's scheme, as he is yet to truly create a clear influence or a seamless connection with teammates in the attack. The insights from the legendary number 18 became even more acerbic when mentioning names like Manuel Ugarte, Patrick Dorgu, and Noussair Mazraoui. Although these are players recently brought in to serve various plans, Scholes assessed them as not truly compatible with the sophisticated ball control and intelligent tempo regulation that Michael Carrick is painstakingly building. Ugarte, while strong in challenges, lacks the softness and creative passing ability, a vital element in the footballing mind of a modern Man United midfielder. Meanwhile, Dorgu and Mazraoui, according to Scholes, should only serve the role of strategic backups, fillers when necessary, rather than being expected as primary factors to elevate the squad to Champions League class. Notably, on the offensive front, Joshua Zirkzee is the name that made Scholes feel most disappointed. He bluntly suggested the club should early cut losses by selling the Dutch striker as soon as possible. In his view, Zirkzee lacks the killer instinct, sharpness and acumen in the box, qualities that are mandatory for a world-class centre forward. Keeping a player who does not score regularly will only waste the team's time and opportunity in searching for a truly elite marksman. However, this clearance list is not merely a painful separation. It is precisely the stepping stone, the necessary space for Manchester United to receive new breaths of life and build a solid, powerful framework. Scholes did not only criticise, he also offered warm and hopeful praise for new elements he believes will be the future of the club. Benjamin Sesko, Matheus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo are names Scholes rates very highly, considering them high-quality additions that bring diversity, speed and direct effectiveness to the Red Devils' attacking front. He emphasised the importance of building the team around existing high-class core elements such as captain Bruno Fernandes, who remains a source of endless creativity, the outstanding young talent Kobbie Mainoo, who represents a courageous new generation, and goalkeeper Senna Lamens, who is gradually proving his reliability between the sticks. Paul Scholes believes that with the end of the Casemiro era at the conclusion of this season, Man United is facing a once-in-a-millennium opportunity to completely rebuild the midfield in a more youthful and high-energy style. Looking at the current standings, Manchester United is in an extremely favourable position, holding steady in third place and creating a safe 7-point gap with the chasing group while the season has only 7 final rounds remaining. This is an excellent foundation that Michael Carrick has created, but to turn these signs of revival into sustainable dominance so that the Red Devils are no longer struggling in the top 4 race but are proudly competing for the championship, the personnel revolution outlined by Scholes is absolutely necessary. Ineos needs to show the mettle of brilliant administrators, daring to make brave decisions, daring to remove stalwarts who no longer contribute much to make room for new warriors hungry for glory. A total overhaul, although it may cause certain short-term disruptions, will be a price fully worth paying to trade for the return of a mighty Manchester United. A true empire ready to challenge every opponent from the domestic league to the international arena. The eyes of millions of fans across the planet are now focused on the offices of the Ineos Group and Michael Carrick to see if they are decisive enough to implement these cruel but necessary changes according to the advice of the legend Paul Scholes. The summer of 2026 will surely be a busy one and will define the future of the Red Devils for many years to come. And if the list of 8 names to be purged is realised, it will be the strongest affirmation of the ambition to return to the top of the world for the greatest football team in England.